Okay, I know I look pretty rough right now. I apologize for that, okay? I'm gonna get a haircut soon. Let's just continue with today's review. Today is 29, yeah. Today is day 29 of horror movie reviews. And today we're gonna be talking about the most iconic and the really, I would say, first scary horror movie, well, the first horror movie that was genuinely terrifying, The Exorcist. In the 1970s, a little film called The Exorcist was released, and it was huge. People were talking about it. Nothing like it had really existed before, and I believe it came out before Halloween as well, so you know this shit is an all-time classic movie. Now granted, we had other horror movies such as The Invisible Man, Frankenstein, Dracula, but I would say that compared to those, The Exorcist was genuinely terrifying. It had a great cast, great effects. The fucking girl with the head turning scene is amazing. Now, I know some people are going to say like, oh, you know, back then it's not really, it doesn't look too good compared to, you know, technology, today's standards. Yeah, I get that, but you gotta understand, one, this is the 70s. A lot of movies were sort of, like certain movies were starting to kind of dive into like special effects and stuff. One example, which I know we've had special effects for almost 100 years now, but still, there are some movies in the 70s that aren't even that bad looking. Like Superman, you know, the Christopher Reeve one, is pretty good for the flying effects, especially at the time. But we're here to talk about The Exorcist. Now, like I said before, if you're comparing the scariness of this movie to, like, I'd say Smile, I would argue that Smile was definitely more scarier. That's just my opinion, though. Okay, but that doesn't mean that The Exorcist wasn't scary for its time. There are other spin-offs and sequels. I haven't seen those at all. I do know there was an Exorcist sequel that came out, I think, last year, this year, the year before. I'm not entirely sure. The Pope, I forgot who's in it, but yeah, it was I think another sequel. Which, to be honest, I heard the sequels of The Exorcist aren't really that great. So yeah, it's honestly it's one of those movies that, although iconic, it doesn't always need like a sequel, or the sequels of, you know, the franchise just isn't as good. Sort of like American Psycho 2. I didn't even know there was a second one. I heard that's worse than the first one. But yeah, overall, this movie is just really great. Honestly, if I would say that if you're not like really like a crazy diehard fan of horror, like you'd probably not like this. Well, if you saw this, you might get a little scared of it. But if you are a diehard fan and you've seen like all the other shit, then you're probably not going to be as scared, because let's be honest, you're definitely been watching, you know, Tusk, Human Centipede, Smile, like, I know you. I know the type of person you are, okay? So overall, the movie is great. It's got a good story. I like the tone. The creepiness is there. If I had to give it an overall rating, I'm going to give this one a solid 10 out of 10 as well. Now, I know this seems like really short of me to film, but I don't have too much to say about this movie. To be honest, this movie, I don't know, like, too much about. I've seen it, but it's just been a while, so I'll probably rewatch it and then talk more about it. However, overall, it's a really great movie. I did enjoy watching it. Hey, Editing Rocky here. Something I wanted to point out about the movie was the drama it had around it. Although The Exorcist was very successful, it did have some problems with the movie itself, especially the trailer. When the trailer first came out, it was considered to be banned, and the reason was that because although this movie wasn't the first movie to talk about demonic stuff, it was the first to kind of push it out there, like the whole possession thing and all that. It was pretty much the first pioneer to sort of popularize the whole genre of demonic movies. That's pretty much why it was somewhat controversial. It also dealt with graphic images and, you know, just a demonic presence overall that not everybody liked. And also, fun fact, my dad saw this when he was young, and well, not too young, but he saw this, and he went to Catholic school, so you can imagine this scared him as a kid. That's kind of funny how he told me that. But yeah, overall, that's pretty much why this movie had. I completely forgot about the drama about this movie, because I mean, to be fair, I can see why. Like at the time, it's definitely like a, ooh, we can't really, you know, show that. But nowadays, it's such a common trope in just movies. Like Conjuring, you got like I think The Red Door, whatever it's called. Fuck, it starts with I. Whatever, you know what I'm talking about. It's like that family that's always, I'll look it up later. But yeah, you get the point. It's just constantly being done now. So it's kind of like, you know, Annabelle, Conjuring. I feel like it's been overdone. And another thing is, we're coming to the end of this series, and there's a few things I did want to share. There were a few movies that I wanted to talk about. I just never got to talking about them. For the more longer form videos, this would have been the 4th one, and I wanted to do more longer form videos. That was originally supposed to be the plan. Longer videos and just a couple shorts here and there. That was going to be the plan. However, I couldn't do it because of work. You gotta understand, I kept coming home late at like around 11 o'clock, 9ish, and I'm very tired after work. So that kind of, you know. And then when I had free days off, I would just want to spend most of the time, you know, resting. And at the same time, I'm still working to get ready for this Batman series. That has not been easy. I've talked about it before. I've had like 3D printing issues, which they are fixed now. In fact, one of the props is almost done. I just gotta print out one more thing for it, and the second that is done, I will begin filming. I have everything ready. But yeah, there was some movies I wanted to review. I did want to review all the Quiet Place movies. I did want to review... what else was I gonna review? I'm trying to think of like other horror movies. I'll list them like right here of the horror movies, or I'll talk about in the comment section what movies I want to talk about. Either way, but yeah, I was planning on doing more longer horror reviews for the channel. It's just that you know, just stuff got in the way and just I couldn't do it. So I will admit this series was not perfect, but I'm so glad I was able to do at least 30 days of this in a row. I've never uploaded something more of 30 days in a row. That's never happened. I think the most I ever uploaded was like a week, and that was from back in like 2022. So yeah, overall, the movie is great. I would highly recommend it if you have not seen it. Casting, like I said, is solid. I like the tone. Yeah, there's really nothing much to say about this movie, which is crazy because considering this is like one of the best horror movies of all time. It's just, you know, I don't really have too much to say about it. Overall, it's great. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for watching. I know this is a bit short. I do apologize for that. Tomorrow, I'm going to be talking about the horror movie Nightmare on Elm Street, or the Nightmare on Elm Street franchise, and I do have more to say about that. But yeah, overall, that's really a bit, oh my god, I'm stuttering a lot, I'm sorry for that. Overall, that's about it. Like, I got nothing more to say, so thank you guys for watching, so I'll see you later. Goodbye, y'all.